Okay, so if you ask somebody to name off their comfort foods, they are most likely going to give you a list of hot dishes, but I will also bet that chili is going to be on that list as well because when you have a cold, snowy day or a cold, rainy day, I can't tell you how many times I hear or see in my Facebook feed that it's a chilly kind of day. So definitely we want to have chili on our list for the winter. That is one of our favorite go-tos during those cold days as well. So this is a simple chili recipe that we're going to put together with all of your basics. So we're going to start with our labeled gallon bag. And if you don't have the nifty little bag holders, remember that you can use an ice cream pail, you can use a water pitcher, anything that is tall enough and has sides to support that bag. We're not putting a lot of liquid in here, so there's not that worry of it spilling. But you do maybe want to have your bag propped up some way, even if it's just in a bowl. So we are going to add our 1 pound of browned hamburger to our bag. And if you have onion on hand and want to throw a tablespoon of that in when you're browning your hamburger, you can certainly add that as well. The recipe does not call for it, but I know many of you love that one as much as I do, so you may have it on hand, so you can certainly add the onion to your burger when you're browning it. So we have 1 pound of ground beef in our bag, and then 8 ounces of tomato sauce. So you can tell that I have a 16-ounce can here, so I am eyeballing it to use half a can. So 8 ounces of tomato sauce. If you like a juicier chili, you could use tomato juice in that, substitute that in your recipe as well. I do that many times, and I may add tomato juice or maybe even just some water just to thin this down a little bit because we do like that soupier, waterier, if that's a word, chili, because we like to put crackers or dunk bread in it. So you can do those kinds of things. If you like a heartier chili, this is going to be a more denser chili recipe for you. So we have our hamburger in our tomato sauce, and then 2 tablespoons of the Wahoo Chili. And this is where I am using my cover. The cover is 2 tablespoons, so you can see that I have it filled up to the top, and I'm sprinkling that in. So then when we smoosh our bag, we're going to mix that into the tomato sauce. And then of course you have your kidney beans. So I am using the red kidney beans. I've also used black beans in my chili and chili beans. And if I'm making a larger pot, I will use maybe a can of each and have 3 different types of beans in my chili. So, and that again is why I add more tomato juice to my chili when I am preparing it. Another tip that I like to share with my customers is if you have Fiesta Party Dip on hand, the Wahoo Chili has a little bit of a kick to it, but we like the zip that the Fiesta Party seasoning will also give your chili. So with the 2 tablespoons of Wahoo Chili, I add 2 teaspoons of Fiesta Party seasoning as well. Again, you don't have to, but that's how I have come to make my recipe, and my family likes it that way. So I continue to add that little bit of zip for them. So we have our meat, our tomato sauce, our Wahoo chili, our beans, and 1 cup of water we will be adding to this recipe. So give me just a moment here. I don't have that ready. Hot or cold water, it doesn't really matter. It's going into the freezer, so don't get overly concerned about that. So there you have it. So you have all of your ingredients in here, and we are going to get rid of all that air in here. Remember, air is not our friend when it comes to freezer meals. So you do want to try to squeeze out as much air as you possibly can, leaving as little as possible in the bag. And And I do tend to make sure that my bag is sealed, going back a couple, 3 times, just to make sure that I have that closed up good. So then we're just gonna mix all of those flavors together, because I want that Wahoo chili onto the hamburger, and I want it onto the beans and into that tomato sauce, and just work that around in the bag. And then once you have that mixed up, then you can just put it into a second bag, and if you print off your recipe, put the recipe in there, and then you have a double bag, and now you have a Wahoo chili ready to go for that next cold and rainy day, because hopefully that snow is not coming for a while. So there you go, your Wahoo chili. Enjoy.